Okay, everyone, thanks a lot for joining in here on my channel. I appreciate you stopping by. And today, you've probably looked at the thumbnail and know what it's about, but I'm going to do a box opening of a game that I was lucky enough to do a lot of play testing with, and I actually have done the last 3 in the series of this game play testing. So it's one of those games that's very unique and has a really cool play system. But let's take a look at it. Let's get into the box. It's been out for a while. I should have done a box opening a while back, but life gets in the way sometimes. You got other things to do. But I do want to share with you some of my thoughts on this game and how it looks and plays, and why you probably might want to, get it in your collection if at all possible. So let's take a look at it. And we'll put it right there. Pop my head up there. So, Last 100 Yards, Volume 4, The Russian Front. Game design Mike Denson. It's put out by GMT Games here, and it came out last year in 2023. Very fun game. All of his games are just a lot of fun. I think they're very cool game mechanics on it, and keeps you interested. Now this is not a standalone game. You do need to play all of them in there. You're going to need these 2 volumes. Also, you're going to need Volume 1 and Volume 2 here. So you will need those. And let me get rid of myself there so you can see them. Yes. So you will need these 2 to play this game completely. I believe you can play some of these scenarios, but there will be some things that you will have to pull from this to play this game. But definitely, if you have the other collections, if you have the other games, you know how good this game is, and you know that it's a lot of fun. So on the back here, Last 100 Yards introduces an innovative system intended to model small unit behavior in combat during World War II. The game is purposely designed to deliver a brisk yet intensive gaming experience that forces many decisions upon you as you take command of an infantry company on the Eastern Front. And I will say this about it: this game does get you thinking and trying to go through everything. And I played all of these scenarios in here, and I can say this one's a crazy one right here. This one with that has this map right there. But they are a lot of fun, and the Russian mechanic on there, it really plays into it well. So it's definitely a fun game. Here are some of the counters that you're going to have. It's just like if you had any other Last 100 Yards, those are the same. Here's the little notice down here about you need Volume 1 and 2 of the game to play all of the included missions. So if you want to play all of them, I believe you still can play some of them. Of course, when we play tested, we did it on Vassal, so I don't know which ones exactly you would need from 1 and 2 there. So the scale is infantry, machine gun, and anti-tank selection, individual vehicles and tow guns, 50 yard per hex, 2 to 5 minutes per game turn, but I always take longer than that because I need to think. 8 double-sided geomorphic maps, 16 maps all total, 1 full color rulebook, 1 full color playbook, 4 full-size counter sheets, 1 half-size counter sheet, 9 mission cards, 16 missions, 2 combat terrain cards, 1 game turn track, and 4 dice. Again, game designed by Mike Denison, game developer Mark Buto, map and art design Liz Stefanoff. I'm probably screwing that all up, and I apologize, Stephanie. But over here we have 1 and 2 players, 2+ hours per game. I would say that's about right. 14+, complexity is 6, and solitaire suitability is 6. It does have some hidden stuff in there, so that I think that's why the solitaire is past, not all the way up there. It does you do have to play both sides, so you know what's going to happen. So we'll open this up, and inside the box here we have our 4 die here, and we use 10-sided dice on this game, and so they're nice dice there. We have the series rulebook here, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it is a 4-color rulebook, and it does have good examples in here. Talks about the terrain, everything. And again, if you play the other games, you know, a lot of this stuff will be very familiar to you. And if you haven't, then, you know, you're going to learn it all right here. So all of the rules are here available for you. And let's go on through here and see. So I think the airborne landing is where you might need some stuff from the other game. And I'm sure in here, as you're reading through, it's going to tell you. Night and Twilight's always a fun little adventure to try. Mission setups here, so casualties, winning the game, and then designing your own missions, which you can do, and optional rules here. Now, they do have a new one that's coming out. I think it's for King and Country, and I did do some playtesting on that. And again, I can attest to that's another fun one that you're going to want to play. Playbook, it has the terrain, talks about the terrain, platoon activation, withdrawals, retreats, overruns, shoot and scoot, halt and fire, enfilade, fire resolution, assaults, mortars, Russian command and control, which is unique to this game right here, this particular version, infantry and mortars, armor, and designer notes. So again, going through here has a lot of examples here on all the stuff that you're going to do. You know, the shoot and scoot, halt and fire, overruns, how you go about doing that, fire resolution. And the game just really, the mechanics, Mike designed a really cool mechanic on it. And, you know, it doesn't always end when you want it to end, it seems like. For me, it always seems like the game ended when my opponent had the advantage. So, again, a lot of examples of play here. Turn activation, you know, how things are going to move through there. Turn 1, armor, using armor. And yeah, see, so this is what we don't have this available when we're play testing, so this is really cool. But we did read through it and help them make sure that everything was laid out correctly. And then designer notes here. And again, time-lapse system here, how the time works. It's variable each time. When you move on, you roll for the time, and you have different time moments. So sometimes a turn could last 2 minutes, sometimes a turn could last 5 minutes. It just depends on the roll here. And it talks about the different armies. So that's our playbook. This is your player's aid, and I think you have 2 of them. Yes, you do. You have 2 of them. I think they're exactly the same, which they are. Yes. And so we have small arms fire, mortar fire. Over here we have anti-tank fire, minefield effects, the terrain table, blind hex. Everything that you need to play the game is on this player aid card right here, at least most of it. Stacking limits, concealment, disruption, regrouping, shock recovery table for tanks, tactical objective table, and maneuver points allowed. And on the back here is the melee, and that's always, melee in this game is brutal. It can be really brutal. I think one of these scenarios, I wiped out, I think I was US and the Russians were coming in, or I was Russian and we set an ambush. I was Russian, not US, I was Russian and Germans were coming in, and I set an ambush and I wiped them all out in turn 1. I mean, like the very first turn. So it can be very brutal. Here's your casualty track. This is your time track over here. Initiative, whoever has initiative. Fate table, things happen at the beginning of the turn depending on what you roll for your initiative. And here it is, time lapse. You roll a 1 or 2, it's 2 minutes. 9, 10 is 5 minutes. So this is going to move. It doesn't move the same all the time. You know, you could have a bunch of 2 minutes in there. When you want the game to be over, you're going to always roll it for 2 minutes, it seems like. But if you want the game not to be over, all of a sudden everybody's going to be getting 5-minute increments each turn. So single-sided there. These are your missions here, and you can see here that it starts out at mission 43. It tells you where the Russians in are, you know, and the German friendly board edge, and where the Russian friendly board edge is. Talks a little bit about the mission, gives you the forces that you have, disposition of the forces, and the mission special rules, which are just for that particular mission. And you see that we go to 44, and then we got 45. And you see that the maps lay out in different configurations. And the maps are really the cool part of this game here. 47, I'm not going to show you all of them. Oh, this is a larger one. I do like the fact that this game has the larger maps, like you put 6 of them together for certain games, and it's really just very, very cool. So, and then some of them are just a couple maps, you know, lengthwise. Some are rather small. And here's another one. Maybe I will end up showing you all of them there. This was a tough one for me. This is really with all this city and buildings and stuff in the way. Really tough. That was a tough game for me to work with. My partner always beat me on that while we were playing. And here are some more lengthy ones. And, oh, here's your do-it-yourself missions, where you can design your own missions, and it's not that hard to do, and a lot of people do it. So you know, check that out. And here's the big one, man. This is a very, very fun scenario here. Very large. And on the back it continues. So these are all the special rules for it. The only problem is that it does have a lot of special rules. I didn't like that so much, but the game itself is just so big. It was fun. So here are our counters right here, and you can see that, you know, they're good quality counters. And here you got dummies and that. So you do have some unknown stuff and you know, fake things that are out there. Here are your Russians right here, front and the back side. And you see that some of these can be broken down, others cannot. And of course, it does have tanks. It does have infantry. It does have guns. You know, so it has all kinds of stuff. We'll try and get that up here. Let's see. It's hard trying to figure out which way to go like this. All right, so here we go, right there. So you can see that those counters, really nice counters. I mean, these are always nice counters. Here's your hit marker counters. You'll be using those, and like I said, it has a very unique system. You put the hit markers on it, and then at the end, you do all of the battles. You do the roll of the dice for the battles here. And then the last sheet with all the different markers to keep track of things and what's going on in the game. And again, they have nice backsides to them there. Everything is printed well and dead center on these. I mean, they're just nice print and nice thick stock there too. So these are pretty solid counters. And then here are your maps. And like I said, geomorphic maps. They're small, but once you lay them all out together, you know, they all match up. Everything matches up. So no matter what side you pick, it's gonna match up. The rows are gonna match up. Everything's gonna work out for you. So this is map 52, and again, you started out with the lower number in the first set. So here's map 48, 53 here, and 48 on that side right there. Let's just see that. Map 47. And I think they're play testing 1940 one there, which I'm not play testing at the moment, but I think I might jump on and see if I can. I think that's you know, these are just such a cool game. This was another tough map to work on. And here, and then we have 45. So you get a lot of maps in this game, and a lot that you can build from on these. This is a crazy one here. This urban warfare was really a difficult one. And that map right there. And you got 50. And they're nice thick card. You can hear the sound of this. It's pretty thick cardboard there. So they're nice maps. And number 41 here. And flip that on over. So again, let me throw all these in here, back into the bottom. Get them back put back the way that they were. Like I said, just an absolute fun game. Last 100 yards, I think Mike Denson really did a great job on game designing and getting the feel of small tactics and, you know, controlling a small group of people in the battle. So anyway, that was, you know, the last 100 yards of Volume 4, the Russian Front. I think this is a great game to get and to add to your collection. If you have the other last 100 yards, a good expansion on this game, and some unique mechanics in it that's going to make it very interesting for you on play. So get a chance. Whoops, let me get rid of that. There's no reason to have that there. So if you get a chance, definitely check this out on the GMT website or wherever you buy your games. Well worth it to get and add to your collection. So I appreciate those of you who've hung this long, and you know, thanks for watching the channel, and please do give a like and subscribe down there. If you subscribe, you get to see our other stuff. We do have live play every Tuesday, so we will have some coming up here this week, and always good to have you around. If you do get the chance to join in on the chat, please let us know you're there and ask questions and make comments. We always appreciate those. Thanks for watching. Take care.